Hello and welcome back to the channel. So people relocate to Dallas, as you might be considering yourself, but here's the trend. People typically move to Dallas City Center and then they mosey on up to the Dallas Suburbs. So in this video, we are covering the 5 most requested, most popular suburbs that my clients have moved to and people like you, my viewers, have asked me about. Now I want to break down all of these 5 suburbs into 3 categories. Number 1, what it's known for. Number 2, the average price point that you can expect to find in each suburb. And then number 3, some fun things to do in the area. So not starting in any particular order here, but we are gonna start with the number 1 suburb, Plano, Texas. Now Plano is known for its highly rated schools, its central location between 75 and the tollway, and it's also known for its entertainment scene. Now, the neighborhoods in Plano are a little bit older. Think mature trees, established neighborhoods. You don't have a lot of newer developments in Plano, but in my opinion, that's what makes Plano, Plano. It's a little bit older. You've got a lot of charm in these older homes. Some of them have been renovated, some of them have been flipped. So if you are a fan of older homes, you may really like Plano. Now, as far as the price points go, there is a mix of different price points in Plano, Texas. I would say on the west side of Plano, closest to the tollway, this is West Plano. You're gonna have some of your more exclusive neighborhoods here. So think gated communities, luxury price points, the area around Willow Bend and Deerfield. Those are 2 really popular neighborhoods along that West Plano side. So closest to the tollway, that's where you're gonna have a higher price point. And then closer to the east side, so a little bit closer to 75, you're gonna have a more affordable price point. And from what I've seen, that's simply because that section of Plano is a little bit older. And you also have to think, the west side of Plano is also where a lot of the entertainment is. We'll get to that in a second. But if you're close to the entertainment, you're gonna have a higher price point. And one landmark that you probably should know in West Plano is Preston Road. If you're near Preston Road, you're in a good spot. You are very close to a Trader Joe's, a Whole Foods. You've got lots of shopping along Preston Road, lots of restaurants. So that is an iconic little strip in West Plano. If you'd like to be near all of that, then you're probably looking at West Plano. But that middle section of Plano between 75 and the tollway is really popular too. And again, you've got a wide array of price points here. But if I take the average from the last 6 rolling months in MLS, I'm getting an average price point of about $510,000. So things to do in Plano. Now, like I was saying, on that west side of Plano, that's gonna be a lot of your entertainment venues. So think Shops at Legacy, Legacy West is a really popular one, and then the Shops at Willow Bend. So again, I mentioned that Willow Bend area, that's where the price points are a little bit higher. You've got gated communities, really luxury homes in that little pocket of Plano. So I personally frequent this area quite a bit. They've got a newer Home Goods over there too that's like really great. But that section of West Plano is really awesome. So anywhere in that pocket is gonna be a little bit more expensive, but you're super close to it even if you live in like middle central Plano. So just something to keep in mind. Now moving on to our number 2 spot, Frisco, Texas. Frisco is known for its new development, its newer neighborhoods, and of course the highly rated Frisco ISD. I would say overall, Frisco feels a little bit newer than Plano. Plano is really, an older area of the DFW region. And then Frisco is a little bit newer. You've got newer developments here. Not to say there's not mature neighborhoods, because there definitely is. There's some older homes in Frisco too, but you got more of a mix of like new development, older development. And there's lots of luxury neighborhoods here, gated neighborhoods, and I would say overall Frisco feels more city-like. So Plano and a couple other suburbs on this list will definitely give you that suburban feel. Frisco, I would say, is the closest thing you can get to Dallas without actually living in Dallas. So lots of great restaurants, lots of new development, including shopping centers and fun things to do. So if you are someone who is like, yes, the suburb sounds great, but I still want to be able to do stuff and meet people and hang out, then Frisco might be a great fit for you. Now the price points in Frisco are a little bit higher than some of the surrounding suburbs, and that is simply because you have so much newer development here. So the average price point here from a rolling 6 months, like I said, coming straight from MLS, is about $650,000. Now, some fun things to do around Frisco. You have the Star. This is an awesome little restaurant scene. This is also where the Cowboys headquarters is located. So really cool spot to check out. They've got an open field for events and different things that they do throughout the year. You've also got Stonebriar Mall. I frequent this area myself as well. And then you also have the PGA Resort. And the PGA is, they've moved their headquarters up here to Frisco, Texas. They're building an entire neighborhood called The Field around this new PGA development. It's really a beautiful area. Higher price tag, as you could assume, but that's a really cool place to check out, even if you're around the Plano, Frisco area. Number 3 on this list is McKinney, Texas. McKinney is a beautiful suburb, and while it is absolutely massive when you look at it on a map, and some people think that it's just really far north, I'll tell you, every time I take clients to McKinney, and every time my clients come relocate and we tour McKinney, it is never as far as you think it is. You can map it and you're still like, oh, 15, 20 minutes away from Frisco, Plano, not bad. So I wouldn't discount McKinney for being further out, because once you get here to the Metroplex, it truly is not that far. And McKinney is also known for having newer construction options, including communities like Paintree, Trinity Falls, or Eastridge, just to mention a few. McKinney is one of those suburbs that really has that small town feel, so it definitely feels more suburban. West Plano side, Frisco, it is the suburbs, but I'm telling you, it feels more city-like because you have so much to do. There's so many entertainment venues, so there's constantly like tourists and travelers coming to that area. McKinney, because it is a little bit further out and secluded, I would say, you definitely feel that smaller suburb kind of feel. And I also will say McKinney ISD is really great. I feel like so many people hear about the hype around Plano ISD or Frisco ISD, but I'll tell you, McKinney ISD is really great too. And all my school ratings, all of the school ratings around DFW, I always get them from greatschools.org. I will add their information down below in the description so you can check them out and you can kind of see for yourself what area you like based on the schools. So the price points in McKinney, they're really affordable in my opinion. I think it's one of the most slept on suburbs in DFW. It's got a huge name, like people are very aware of McKinney, but I feel like not a lot of people look there because again, they feel like it's far out. So the average price point here is around $500,000. Again, that's from that rolling MLS data from the past 6 months. And you do have golf course communities here. You've got some luxury gated neighborhoods. So of course that's gonna be a little bit higher of a price tag. You also have some custom neighborhoods. Adriatica Village in McKinney is a really unique neighborhood. So of course the price points are gonna be a little bit higher there. But in these new construction communities, I would say the price point is very competitive. It is really more affordable than you might think. So if you are looking for new construction and you don't have a huge bill to spend, I would definitely consider McKinney because they've got some pretty good options at a great price point. And some things to do in McKinney, historic downtown is a must-see. This is also where they have a farmer's market on Saturdays. It's so cute. Lots of local vendors come out here, and it's in the historic section of McKinney. So again, just a must-see. You have to check out their little farmer's market. Another area is Town Lake Recreation Center. This is a beautiful park surrounded by trees, creeks, baseball fields. So that's a really cool natural area to check out. And while I'm on McKinney, I have to say, McKinney is one of those like really natural, lush green suburbs. Like when I think of McKinney, I'm like, ooh, it's quiet, there's lots of green trees, it's got that community feel. It's just such a charming little suburb. So you should definitely check it out if you've not looked too much into McKinney. Okay, now the last two on this list are actually pairs of suburbs. Some of these suburbs are right beside each other and they're somewhat similar, so I've just paired them together so I can talk about kind of the area at large. So the next one on this list is Capel and Flower Mound. These are two cities that are right beside each other. They're very similar and they are in a great spot in the Metroplex. So Capel and Flower Mound are both known for their great school ratings. I would say the first thing people might think about when they think Capel and Flower Mound is the highly rated schools over here. It is just known for having some of the best schools in the entire DFW Metroplex. These are two suburbs that are a little bit further out from the hustle and bustle, so it will definitely give you that suburb feel. There's a lot to do outside here, some really great parks, and a part of Flower Mound is actually on the northern shore of Grapevine, so part of it is lakeside, which is really cool. So when I think of Capel and Flower Mound, I just think of like very natural, similar to McKinney, very lush, green. You've got a lot of outdoor activities here, whereas Frisco and Plano, you have a lot of things to do inside, like malls, entertainment venues, shopping, that kind of thing. And then as far as the price points here in Capel and Flower Mound, now listen, you are gonna be paying for those amazing schools. So the price point is a little bit higher here just because of that. So you are paying for those great school ratings. Some of these lots are a little bit bigger and the homes are a tad older, I will tell you that. They are having some new communities pop up, but the price tag's a little bit more expensive. I know Toll Brothers has a new community that they are releasing soon. And it's really close to Lakeside Village area. That's a really cool place you should check out, but it's close to Lakeside Village. And I think those prices start at 1.5 million for new construction. So just, you know, kind of something to keep in mind in perspective of the price point. And so the average price point in Capel is $609,000 and Flower Mound is $590,000. So very similar here, just a little bit different, but it's gonna fluctuate given the specific area that you're looking in Flower Mound and Capel. Of course, if you're lakeside, you know, lot premiums and all the things, it's gonna be a little bit more expensive. So some things to do in Flower Mound. I just finished a video on Flower Mound, so you'll definitely have to check that out for more things to do. But just to mention a couple, you've got Lakeside Village in Flower Mound, Andrew Brown Park in Capel, Capel Farmers Market. There's also a beautiful coffee shop, and they've got great little goodies. My client went there the other day and she messaged me and she was like, Brielle, lavender muffin? I could live here. So you'll definitely have to check that area out if you're visiting Flower Mound. Just pop by, get a little caffeine, and then keep on touring. So last but not least on this list is Prosper and Salina at number 5. So Prosper and Salina, they're very similar. They're practically overlapping. They are so close. But there are some differences in Prosper and Salina, and I would say the biggest difference is the price point, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Prosper and Salina is known for new construction, really great school ratings. They've got a lot of newer schools because a lot of this area is still developing, so that's really great. And then you also have a ton of master plan communities. One of the most well-known here is Windsong Ranch in Prosper. It's got the huge Blue Lagoon. If you've not seen it, you gotta check it out because it's very iconic to Prosper, Texas. Now, Prosper does feel a little bit closer to Frisco. So it's a bit closer in, it's closer to that PGA area where you can do the putting green, and they've got lots of little activities up in the PGA new development. So it does feel a little bit closer in. Some of my clients have felt like Salina is too far out because it is still developing. So that's sometimes what I've heard about Salina, but if you don't mind being further out and you will pay to be further out and get that new construction, Salina is a great option, and the growth is coming. It will definitely meet you there. You just gotta give it some time. So as far as price points go, you've got a mix of different price points here. Salina is a bit more affordable because it is further out. So Salina has an average price point of about $610,000, whereas Prosper has an average of $823,000. And again, location, location, location. You've heard it all before. That is the driver of real estate and real estate prices. Now, some things to do in Prosper and Salina. I'm not gonna lie to you, there's not a ton to do in Prosper and Salina. Salina has a cute little like small downtown with some boutiques and little stores, coffee shops, that kind of thing. But other than that, I have a hard time coming up with some things to do because it's really a growing area. A lot of these communities that are popping up are master plan communities. So they've got a clubhouse, they've got walking trails, they've got an event center. They have all of these things in your neighborhood, whereas some of these other suburbs, you know, they don't have those master plan communities, so they've got more things to do. That's just what I've noticed. So that's prosper in Salina. Well, that's a wrap on this week's video. Thank you guys so much for watching again. If you are more familiar with one of these suburbs than the others, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Would love to hear about some of you who have lived here before or are looking to move here. Your thoughts are always welcome. And again, if you are looking to know more about each one of these suburbs, I've got loads of videos on my channel that you should definitely check out. And if nothing else, I will see you guys on the next video.